How's everybody doing today? And thank you for tuning into another episode of ManPower. I'm your host, Dr. Sausage. And today we're talking about a very serious topic, one that's very near and dear to my heart. Okay, the title of the show today is Son Husband. Now, let's keep in mind that even though that kind of has a funny name and it probably will make you laugh, like I said at the beginning, this is a very serious show because we're talking about an abused child. We're talking about an abused male child. All right. Now, this abuse generally occurs between the ages of 8 and 10 years old when a young man, like defense and protection mechanisms really start to kick in and you really start to wire the world correctly and understand, who he is, what he is, and what he's capable of. And you generally find this happening with single mothers who are either divorced or had children out of wedlock. And the common phrase you will hear people saying to these young men, these children are, "You're the man of the house now. You got to step up and be the man." If you hear someone saying this to a little boy, please tell him no, he not. No, he not. He's an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old child. Today, we're going to cover exactly the devastation that's being done, the damage that is being done by us as men, abandoning our sons and not willing to die for them, not being willing to fight for them, what us leaving them behind is doing. Okay? So you have a young man who feels like he needs to protect his mother. But if a father was in the home, he would not have that feeling. Then he feels like he needs to protect his siblings. He feels like he needs to make sure they are being responsible. He starts to be a parent over them. And he's just 8 to 10 years old himself. He's not supposed to be feeling this type of responsibility toward life. He's supposed to be playing with the little G.I. Joe men, But instead, he's being forced to grow up too fast and become something that he's not, a man at 8, 9, 10 years old. This type of damage lasts a lifetime. And what we see is those men, some of them living with their mother until the day their mother died. Some of those men, they go from woman to woman and have children with those women because they steady looking for a mother. Because they don't know how to be a man in a relationship with the lady. They only know that she's supposed to do like their mother did. And because she's not going to do that, the relationship fails. Okay? We have to tell the truth about what happens to these men who assume the responsibility role at a very young age for their mother. Now, we're not talking about incest, okay? There is no sexual thing involved here, okay? This is mental incest, where they steal the mind, okay? With things like, when you get to be a man, don't forget to take care of your mama. So he grows up with this psychology that, I can always get another wife, but I can't get another mama. I've heard men say that. Now, your mama is not going to lay on the table to bring your next generation in. But the mother has subverted herself and taken the wife's role at a very young age so that no wife can ever have her position. Now, men, you see this. You know what I'm saying is true. So this is a reason to motivate us to say, come hell or high water. Man, listen, if you're in a situation where you have to give her the child support and keep the kid and just keep your mouth shut. Give her the child support, man, and keep the kid, man. You know, do whatever you have to do short of, making a person meet their maker to raise your child. Okay? This is the civil rights issue of our time. This is the rally call for men to come together and say, our sons are more important than our jobs. Our sons are more important than our cars. Our sons are more important than our homes. Okay? If the most important thing is we are in World War III right now, and there are going to be so many of us in the long run called to lay down and feed the tree of life, to lay down at the altar and feed the tree of freedom so that America can continue to thrive. So if we're good enough to fight and die for this country, then why aren't we good enough to have first right of custody for our male children? I'll tell you why. Because the Attorney General, Child Support, Family Court, and all of those entities are in cahoots, the federal government, to get cheap labor, okay, for the corporations. They're the mastermind behind it all right? And so they have come up with all of these things to replace the father. Food stamps, welfare, Section 8, WIC, Fellas, we have to come together. And we have to say we want our children, okay? And if that means that you will cut off all of your social programs because you're not willing to help fathers, men be fathers to their sons. So instead of saying we're going to give help stimulus to the family because, the family has separated, the husband is in possession of the children, so we're going to, give the husband, a few more bones, or, we got to help the mother out because with this separation, she's now having trouble finding a place to stay. Whatever it is that you help the family with, all right, nobody owes you nothing. Because them people that broke the law and come into this country, and y'all giving them people all that money, and there is no means for collection. You have no recourse at getting any of that money back, nor did you ever even think of it. You just knew how to be a human being to them. We are the one who money you spending. So if you spending our money, how you know how to be more human being to another group of people, another culture of people, than you know how to be to us? The ones who gave you the money, the ones who entrusted you with it, the ones who voted you in office. Let me tell you something, and I want you to hear me clearly. All right? If you black and you vote Democrat, all right, you are voting to subjugate your own people because you see that the Democrats obviously have went overseas out of this country and have communicated with all of these different entities, all of these different cultures of people, either through email, however they done decided to do it, they done communicated with these people and let them all know to come into America through the southern border. There is no way all of those people know the exact same thing at the exact same time if it's not a coordinated effort. We have to fight and get our sons so that we can control who. And yeah, we can control marriage as men, okay? We can set the standard. So if you are a professional woman, you want to go out here and be a lawyer, you want to go out here and be a scientist, you want to go out here and be a doctor, nobody's stopping you. But we want the ladies who want to be housewives and mothers over having a career. Someone who truly wants to partner with us and say, I'm going to stand on your shoulders because I trust that you're not going to let me fail. And men, we will turn out the type of men who will not let them fail if we are willing to fight and die, languish in jail, go on hunger strikes, do whatever it takes to get full parental custody of our male children. I cannot stress this enough. This is the fix for what we have going on. We would put the criminal justice system almost out of business if the males were allowed to have full custody of their male children. There is no doubt in my mind. There is no doubt in my mind that we would turn out a far better quality male in this country if we allowed fathers to do their job. If we put support behind fathers being fathers instead of putting support behind mothers being mothers and penalties behind fathers being fathers. Okay? Now listen. We have to fight the government, all right, to save marriage. We have to be willing to fight the government to save marriage. I'm serious. I'm serious. We have to stand up to the courts. We have to stand up to the lawmakers, everyone who's involved, and have it put clearly in black and white that when a husband and wife separate, or when a male and a female copulate, and a male child is the productivity of that union, the male child automatically goes to the father. And I was talking to my partner, shout out to Horace Martin over there at Mirage, where you are a reflection of us. And he said, well, what about the man who got himself, his good job and he working hard and, it don't fit into his schedule. So he can't really, take full custody of this kid he created. All right. You see you, motherfucker. Huh? You see you? Because you say your job is more important than your child, and don't fucking backtalk talking about someone. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Because you're lying if you're saying I'm working 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week so you can have a better life than I did. Okay. You do that for 17, 18 years. The kid grow up, go off to college. Okay. You keep all of the shit that you done worked for 70 hours a week. You got all the money in the bank that you worked for the 70 hours a week. The kid got to go start off from zero. But if you did all that to get them a better life, then shouldn't you give them that stuff when they leaving? So they can have a better life? Right. That busts the lie. You're not doing that for them. You're doing that for you. So my answer to you is, if you wanted all that shit, you should have got that shit before you had children. You know what I'm saying? You don't go out here and make human beings and then decide, I want to better myself. No. And that's why we have to start making men responsible. Because when we catch a man short like that, we can put physical labor on his ass, all right, until he can get himself to the situation to work from the pen. Okay? And he's built to do it. So the kids are going to eat everything. It may be a little tough at first, but by the time they get to the 6th grade, you better believe he got it together, Jack. You better believe it. Okay? And, we have to, black men, listen. We have to create our own banks, our own communities. We have to take control of our education system and everything in our culture. All right? Listen, if we don't take control of our communities and our culture, we are going to lose it. You see these other cultures, they come over to this country and they use us as a place to wipe their shoes off on our back as they move up in progression in this country. And you say, well, why is that? Because in the Mexican culture, it's clearly understood the Mexican man is in charge. In the white culture, it's clearly understood the white man is in charge. In the Chinese culture, it's clearly understood the Chinese man is in charge. But in the black culture, we got this big mouth beast, doggone hyena, okay, who the government is propping up with all type of subsidies so that she could be partners with them. And on top of that, they make laws to subjugate the men and punish the men, all right? So we got the woman being propped up as the leader of our communities, and they don't give a damn because they've been taught that we ain't shit so long until You know, they don't have a problem with doing whatever the government say they're supposed to do. They don't have a problem with doing whatever that man on that job say he's supposed to do. They don't have a problem with doing what the police officers say do. But they're not going to listen to no black man. They're not going to, no indeed, no, ain't no black man going to be over them. Okay? So we have to understand where we are with this situation. And we have to be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And get our sons. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real with you. Because you have to understand, we, the men, are responsible for our communities. Not the police. Okay? Not the damn judge. Not family court and child support and all these damn barriers and rules and regulations they put up to try to blind you and make you think that ultimately it's their responsibility to educate your children. It's their responsibility to provide money for you, you know, to help you feed your children, when in actuality, all they doing is giving you money that the taxpayers have given them. Okay? They ain't shit. All they doing is holding the taxpayers' money and doing for the citizens with the taxpayers' money what they supposed to do. That's it. If they was coming out of their own personal pocket, out of their own personal account, doing something, then we could be like, but they not. All right? Look. We must learn, men, to pick a lady that will be satisfied with what you provide. What do you mean, Dr. Sausage? Good question. Let's say you're a garbage man and you make, you know, $850 a week, right? Now, you go and you get you a lady, 8 times 4 is 32, you know, plus, what's that, 2 more hundred? So you had $3,400 a month. You go and get you a lady that will appreciate what $3,400 a month bring and can work within the $3,400 a month and still have money left over at the end of the month. You don't go out here and get the woman that needs a $5,400 a month lifestyle, and really she gonna run the bill up to about $7,200 or maybe $6,800 before the month is over. Because the only thing going to happen is she's not going to appreciate the lifestyle that you can afford to her. Don't listen to these fool men talking about something. You got to step up your game. You got to do this. You got to do that. No. You have to appreciate that you want somebody who respect what you bring to the table. And if what you bring to the table ain't good enough, let her go find a table that she like, because there's going to be another one that come by and like the table that you got set, how you got it set. And she going to sit right down and start talking with you, and she ain't going to have no problem with everything you got on the table, and she gonna take care of it real good. You know, there are so many ladies that are in your section. All right, if you are $20,000 a year man, there are ladies who, you know, can live with that and don't mind, because they're not materialistic. They don't need no lot of stuff. They know what's real in life. Okay, I had to learn what was real in life. I'm going to share with everybody what's real in life. The only thing that's real in life is that you eat some food and drink some water so that you can wake up tomorrow to be able to try to do it again. You understand me? If you don't eat no food, if you don't drink no water, you're not going to wake up tomorrow. You're not going to be able to do it again. And you won't get a chance to get it right. So be satisfied with getting you a lady that appreciate what you bring to the table. Don't be trying to, oh man, you know, this year I made 25. Next year I got to be making 40 because I really want to be impressing them. No, clown. No, clown. You want a female that see you for you, you see, and be like, I like him because he genuine. He looked me in the eyes. He don't tell me no tales. I like him because, you know, this is mine and we do this and we do that. Whatever the special thing is about you. Okay? The last thing you want is for her to say, I like him because he make good money. Because he make plenty money. That's not realistic. Because there's always going to be some man that make more money than you. And when that man come along who make more money than you, what's gonna happen? Big bank take little bank. Okay? So listen. I'm gonna leave you with this. Don't straddle the fence. You understand me? Please, don't straddle the fence. Don't compromise. Men, let's stand up and fight and be willing to die for our sons. They are the most important thing in the world to us. There is nothing else you can do greater than creating life. And if you're fortunate enough to get all of them, get all of them. But right now, I know in order to have a better society, the men have to get control of the men. We cannot compromise. When we get control of our young men, we need to teach them that they only want a wife, a housewife. They don't want no career-orientated woman. Why? Because you paying her bills. She not paying yours. You're responsible for her. She's not responsible for you in a sense of protection. So if you understand this, then you need her to do what the Creator put her here to do, which is to nurture and grow the family. That's a big old job at home. All right? Please, don't be no sellout. Vote for your couch. And if you stay with me this long, my Cash App is $Gil Muse, and I'm just asking that, to help a brother out, keep everything going, keep me motivated with the situation. You want to send me something? I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, it's Dr. Sashi saying, peace.